Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really specific foundational spiritual observance. We've got the Puranas, commentaries, guides, a whole stack. And we're focusing on one day. Not just any day, but the one the sources call the mother of all Ekadashis.
That's right. It's a big claim.
It is. So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Figure out the origin, the story behind it, and frankly, the immense spiritual power that's apparently packed into this day, Utpanna Ekadasi.
Right.
The name itself, Utpanna, it means born or originated, essentially. We're talking about the moment this whole spiritual practice, this vow, actually became personified. It's all laid out in the ancient Brahma Purana.
Yeah, and it's probably good to just quickly set the stage for you listening. If you follow the Vedic path, you know about Ekadashis, these 24 fasting days each year. 11th day, lunar cycle, twice a month.
Right, standard practice for many.
Exactly. You commit to that discipline 24 times. But this one, Utpanna, it's unique. It holds this like foundational spot because it is the genesis, the actual birth of the goddess who embodies the vow.
Ah, okay.
So you really want to grasp the power of any Ekadashi later in the year, you kind of have to start here with this origin story.
I like that framing. Definitely sets the stakes. So, okay, let's dive into that origin. Because the birth moment itself sounds like it's forged in some pretty serious cosmic conflict.
Oh, absolutely.
The story kicks off with a villain, a demon named Mura. And we're not talking minor leagues here. This guy, Mura, he grew so incredibly powerful, he terrorized the heavenly planets, actually conquered them. He even defeated Indra, the king of the demigods.
Right, the established leader.
Exactly. So the whole order collapses. The demigods are defeated, desperate. Where do they turn? They go straight to Lord Vishnu for help.
Right.
Protection.
And naturally, the Lord answers the call. But the battle that follows, it's not quick. The texts talk about this confrontation between Vishnu and Mura lasting for thousands of years, millennia.
Wow, thousands of years.
It really speaks to Mura's, I guess, his resilience, his sheer destructive power, that it took that kind of cosmic timescale to even fight him.
So after this incredibly long, exhausting battle, the Lord decides he needs to rest. Our source material says he retreats to this beautiful cave. It's in the Himalayas called Siyavati, very serene. And he goes into this deep yogic sleep.
Which is just an amazing setup, visually, almost cinematic, isn't it? Lord Vishnu, the preserver, resting. And Mura sees his chance.
Ah, malice, right. Total victory.
Pure malice. He sees this as the ultimate opportunity. He follows the Lord into the cave, the plan. Kill Vishnu while he's asleep.
That's audacious.
It really shows that single-minded demonic focus. The Lord's in his most vulnerable state, resting, and Mura's ready to strike.
Yeah.
Utterly ruthless.
Okay, but just as Mura raises his weapon, something happens. The whole vibe in the cave just shifts. This is it, right? The key moment.
This is the moment.
As Mura gets close, this brilliant, effulgent female form, just radiating power, emerges. And the Puranas are really clear on this. She comes from the Lord's own body.
Yes, that detail is so crucial. It wasn't some external ally showing up.
Not like calling for backup.
Exactly. It was a direct manifestation of the Lord's own internal energy, his Shakti, created right then, right there, specifically for protection in that critical instant. And she immediately takes on the demon.
What a scene that must have been. This goddess just manifested from Vishnu's transcendental form, and she defeats Mura instantly, just cuts him down.
Gone. And when Lord Vishnu wakes up from his rest, he sees the slain demon and this, glorious, radiant woman standing there. He's obviously pleased. He recognizes his own energy, his own protective mercy personified. So he honors her right away, names her Ekadasi. Why? Because she appeared on the 11th day, the Ekadashi Tithi of the lunar fortnight.
Makes perfect sense.
And then comes the foundational promise, the blessing that really establishes the power of this day forever. He declares that she will have the power to remove the greatest sins.
Wow.
Of anyone who observes a fast on the day she appeared. That whole sequence, Mura's defeat, Ekadashi Devi's birth, her blessing, that is, Utpanna Ekadasi.
That origin story really lands the significance, doesn't it? But, okay, before we go deeper into that massive blessing, we need to clear something up. Because I can see how you listening might mix this up with another big day.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have to distinguish this. Utpanna Ekadasi often gets confused with Devathani Ekadasi. Sometimes it's called Prabodhini, Related, but definitely distinct.
Okay, how so?
So Devathani is more about cosmic timing. It marks the awakening of Lord Vishnu after his 4-month sleep period, the Chaturmasya.
Ah, right. That's when things get going again. Auspicious times.
Exactly. It signals the start of auspicious seasons, and it's often linked with the Tulsi Shalagram wedding ceremonies. It's about the Lord waking up.
Got it. So Divathani is the awakening, the end of the sleep. But Utpanna is the birth, the actual start of the personified vow.
Precisely. Utpanna is the birth of the goddess herself,
Yeah.
the vow made manifest. And it happens in the month of Margasirsha. That's usually November, December timeframe, right after Kartik Purnima.
Okay.
Think of it like the spiritual starting gun for the year's cycle of austerity, whereas Devathani is more ceremonial, marking the end of the Lord's rest. Getting that timeline and theme separate is key to observing them properly.
That clears it up nicely. Now let's circle back to the core spiritual power you mentioned. That blessing. Observing this one day is like observing all 24 Ekadashis for the whole year. That's huge. It sounds almost like a master key. Or maybe like a spiritual cheat code.
Chuckle slightly. I see why you'd say that.
I mean, if the source material says one day wipes out the sinful reactions of a whole year's fasting, does that mean you don't need to do the others? How do people square that immense grace with, the ongoing effort?
That is absolutely the right question. Because normally, spiritual progress is effort-based, right? You follow the rules, you do the work, you get the results.
Cause and effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this particular day, it seems to operate more under the principle of divine mercy, especially perhaps for us living in the Kali Yuga, this current age where things are difficult.
Okay.
The scriptures do claim it. Observing Utpanna Ekadasi properly is spiritually equivalent to the benefit gained from observing all 24 throughout the year. It's like spiritual acceleration.
So not a replacement then, not a way to skip out.
No, not really a replacement. It's understood more as this incredible act of mercy that cleanses the practitioner right at the outset. It gives you a massive boost.
So it's less about skipping the year and more about getting this powerful front-loaded grace that actually helps you succeed for the rest of the year.
Exactly. Think of it as a powerful spiritual reset right at the beginning. It's meant to motivate you, empower you. It clears out that backlog of sinful reactions, the stuff that would normally take a whole year of consistent disciplined practice to burn away.
Oh, okay.
So it basically clears the slate, allows you to approach the next 23 Ekadashis from a place of, well, renewed purity, more determination. It uses grace to speed up the path back to Godhead.
Okay, that reframes it completely. Not a cheat code, but more like divine empowerment. So if the spiritual stakes are that high, what does the actual observance look like on the ground for people following these traditions, like, say, in ISKCon or similar movements today?
Right. Well, the observance is really rooted in tapasya austerity, but combined with intense focus, especially on the holy names. For groups like ISKCon, who really emphasize bringing these ancient practices into the modern world, the rules are followed quite strictly, but the mood is also really important, amplified even.
Okay, so what are the rules? Fasting is key.
Fasting is the foundation. It serves a double purpose. Devotees observe a very strict fast, primarily meaning no grains and no beans.
Why greens and beans specifically?
The understanding from the sources is that on Ekadashi, sin personified takes shelter in grains and beans. So avoiding them meticulously is paramount to avoid taking in negativity.
Got it. And I know from seeing practices, many people take the fasting even further than just avoiding grains.
They absolutely do. Many will observe a narrate fast that means completely waterless.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. Or others might just consume specific permitted things like fruits, certain vegetables that aren't grains or beans, maybe milk products. But the physical discomfort isn't the goal itself. It's a tool.
A mechanism.
Exactly. That discomfort is meant to pull your focus away from the body's demand and redirect all that energy towards spiritual practice. The austerity itself actively helps burn away negative karma.
So the physical fasting provides the structure, but the real core is the spiritual focus. You mentioned the holy name earlier.
Absolutely central. The entire day should ideally be dedicated to increased chanting, specifically japa and kirtan.
Can you quickly define those?
Sure. Japa is the personal meditative repetition of the Lord's names, often counted on beads, very focused. Kirtan is more communal, the loud musical singing of the holy names, usually in a group. And the Puranas stress this. The holy name is the essence of all austerity. So combining that physical fast with the spiritual practice of more chanting, more hearing, that's seen as the ultimate way to, well, conquer the self on this day.
And since Utpanna Ekadasi is born from such a specific story, that protective narrative. I'm guessing immersing yourself in that story is part of the observance, too.
Oh, it's vital, really vital. Devotees are encouraged to spend time hearing the whole pastime again. Mira's attack, his defeat, the appearance of Ekadashi Devi. The idea is to really internalize it, to, as you said, imbibe the powerful mood of the day.
What mood is that exactly?
It's a mood of spiritual protection, divine intervention, determination, and ultimately victory over huge obstacles, both external, like Mira, and internal.
Okay.
And this leads to specific rituals, too, like offering special prayers directly to Ekadashi Devi, the personified goddess. And the prayer isn't just thanks for the grace. It's often a very focused request for strength for the future.
Strength for what?
Strength and determination to be able to observe all the Ekadashis properly, faithfully, in the year ahead. You're asking her help to maintain the vow she embodies.
That makes sense. And the final piece seems to be the vigil, staying awake all night.
That's right. Highly recommended. Staying awake through the night, engaging in kirtan, hearing philosophy, discussing. It's a direct way to honor the goddess who protected the Lord while he was asleep.
Like you're actively participating in that protective energy.
Exactly. Keeping the spiritual lamp lit, you could say, to
Yeah.
guard against your own internal negligence or, sleepiness in your practice.
So pulling this all together then, what does observing Utpanna Ekadasi really mean for someone serious about their spiritual growth? What's the takeaway?
I think it means setting a really powerful, firm precedent for your whole spiritual year. It's like making a strong start in a marathon.
Yeah.
It gives you that initial burst of spiritual endurance, that determination for everything that lies ahead. It's a signal.
A signal to who?
To the universe, maybe? But more importantly, to your own heart. It shows you're serious about the commitment.
That internal resolve. That's where the big cosmic story connects right back to the individual, isn't it? Our sources mention this application, and it's deeply personal. It's seeing the day as a chance to resolve that your fast, your austerity, will help destroy the demons of my own heart lust, anger, and greed.
Precisely. Miro is the external demon in the story, but the internal ones, lust, anger, greed, those are our miras. And our firm resolve, which gets supercharged by the grace available on this day, is what defeats them.
So honoring Ekadashi Devi's appearance is like inviting her protective power into your own struggle.
Exactly. You're tapping into that divine mercy she represents. She was literally created to help devotees overcome the, let's face it, near impossible obstacles of staying spiritually focused in this material world. She accelerates the path.
It really is an amazing narrative. Protection, mercy, acceleration. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Ekadashi Devi came forth specifically to protect the Lord when he was most vulnerable, asleep. And she holds this incredible power, enough to wipe out a year's worth of sin, basically. What does that story tell us about divine energy itself? Particularly the feminine aspect here. It shows up not just as raw power, but as immediate mercy, offering a fast track, almost, against both external threats and our own internal weaknesses. So reflect on this maybe. Does receiving such immense grace make determination easier, or does it actually demand an even deeper, more committed resolve from you to truly receive that gift and carry its power forward? Something to think about until our next deep dive.